Ribollita. The name just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? It's a word that evokes warmth, tradition, and the rich culinary heritage of Tuscany. This classic Tuscan soup is pure comfort food. It's the kind of dish that makes you feel at home, no matter where you are. Imagine yourself transported to the Italian countryside, rolling hills, vineyards, and charming villages as far as the eye can see. The aroma of fresh vegetables and herbs fills the air. It's a sensory experience that brings the essence of Tuscany right into your kitchen. You're sitting at a rustic table, a steaming bowl of ribollita warming your hands. Sounds good, right? It's like a warm hug in a bowl. Well, guess what? You can recreate that magic in your own kitchen. With just a few simple ingredients and a bit of time, you can bring a taste of Tuscany to your home. Ribollita is surprisingly easy to make. You don't need to be a master chef to whip up this delicious soup. Don't be intimidated by the fancy-sounding name. It's a dish that's meant to be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of cooking skill. It's basically a hearty vegetable stew with bread stirred in. The bread soaks up the flavors, making each bite a delightful experience. The beauty of ribollita lies in its simplicity. It's a humble dish that celebrates the flavors of fresh, seasonal produce. Fresh, seasonal ingredients shine through in every spoonful. Each bite is a testament to the quality of the ingredients. This is rustic Italian cooking at its best. It's about letting the ingredients speak for themselves. Ready to get cooking? Let's dive into the history of this beloved dish before we get our hands dirty. Understanding its roots will make your cooking experience even richer. Ribollita has a fascinating history, one that is deeply rooted in the traditions and culture of Tuscany. It originated in the Tuscany region of Italy centuries ago, during a time when resourcefulness was key to survival. Back then, it was a peasant dish. Farmers made it with leftover bread, seasonal vegetables, and whatever else they had on hand. They used what was available, turning simple ingredients into something hearty and nourishing. Can you believe it? What started as a humble meal has become a beloved Italian classic, enjoyed by people all over the world. The name Ribollita literally means reboiled, a nod to its unique preparation method. This refers to the traditional method of making the soup. It was cooked once, then reheated the next day with more bread and vegetables added in. It was cooked, then reheated the next day with more bread and vegetables. This process not only made the most of available resources, but also intensified the flavors, making it even more delicious. Talk about resourceful cooking. The result was a rich, flavorful soup that warmed the hearts and homes of many. It's a testament to the ingenuity of those Tuscan farmers who turned necessity into culinary art. Now let's gather our ingredients and start cooking up our own pot of history. With fresh vegetables, hearty bread, and a touch of tradition, we can recreate this timeless dish in our own kitchens. Don't worry, you won't need any fancy ingredients to make authentic ribollita. In fact, half the fun is using what you already have in your pantry. Here's a rundown of the essentials. You'll need onions, carrots, celery, and canned tomatoes. Feel free to add other veggies like zucchini, potatoes, or kale. Cannellini beans are traditional, but any white bean will do. Day-old crusty bread is key. It thickens the soup and adds a wonderful texture. Vegetable broth forms the base of our ribollita. Think garlic, bay leaves, thyme, and a good pinch of red pepper flakes for a kick. See? Simple, everyday ingredients transformed into something truly special. Now let's get cooking. Alright, let's get our hands dirty. Cooking is not just about following a recipe. It's about immersing yourself in the process and enjoying every step. Making ribollita is like embarking on a culinary adventure. This traditional Tuscan soup is hearty, flavorful, and perfect for any occasion. Follow these simple steps and you'll be enjoying a taste of Tuscany in no time. First, gather all your ingredients and make sure everything is prepped and ready to go. Heat some olive oil in a large pot over medium heat. The olive oil is the base of our flavor, so make sure to use a good quality one. Add chopped onions, carrots, and celery. These vegetables form the classic sofrito, which is the foundation of many Italian dishes. Cook until softened, about 5 to 7 minutes. Stir occasionally to ensure they cook evenly and don't stick to the pot. Then stir in minced garlic and cook for another minute until fragrant. Garlic adds a wonderful depth of flavor, so don't rush this step. Next, it's time to add the heart of our soup. Pour in the canned tomatoes, beans, broth, herbs, and spices. These ingredients will bring richness and complexity to our ribollita. Bring to a boil, then reduce heat and simmer for at least 30 minutes. This simmering time allows all the flavors to meld together beautifully. Creating a harmonious and delicious soup. Then we add the bread. Break the bread into chunks and stir it into the soup. The bread will absorb the flavors and thicken the soup, giving it a unique texture. Cook for another 10 to 15 minutes or until the bread has softened and thickened the soup. This final cooking time ensures everything is well combined. Finally, taste and adjust seasoning with salt and pepper. This step is crucial to balance the flavors and make sure your ribollita is perfect. Ladle into bowls and drizzle with extra virgin olive oil. This finishing touch adds a fresh, vibrant note to the dish. See? That wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your homemade ribollita, a true taste of Tuscany right in your own kitchen. Ribollita is best served hot, with a generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese. It's a meal in itself, but you can also serve it with a simple side salad or some crusty bread for dipping. Don't be afraid to get creative with toppings. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Reheat gently on the stovetop, adding a splash of broth if needed. In fact, many Italians will tell you that ribollita tastes even better the next day. The flavors have had more time to develop and deepen. Now that you've mastered the basic recipe, it's time to make it your own.